Hello everyone, this is Windshark with windsurfquest.net. Now that I have already outlined the basic features of the website, what I'd like to do is demonstrate how to get registered and how to submit launch sites. Since this website is hopefully going to thrive on user-generated content, I personally don't have a way of exploring the hundreds of launch sites out there that are probably great places to sail. And that is where you, the user, comes in and submits launch sites that hopefully you have sailed at, or even some that you haven't sailed at that you feel should be here, as long as there's some quality content to it. So to submit a launch site, the first thing you'll need to do is register. You just click on the registration link. There is a short terms of service here. Pretty basic. Read it if you like. The main thing that you'll want to do is use the CAPTCHA to authenticate yourself to prevent spammers. You're going to need just a username, a password, and an email address, and that's it. In this case, we're going to be WindCat. That's it for registration. Congratulations and thank you for registering. You may log in above and complete your profile. Now when you log in, it's going to pretty much take you back to the page where you were. So I did it that way, so if you're working on a launch site and you forgot to log in, you can log in and it'll take you back there. In this case, it takes you back to sailor registration, which is unnecessary. You have one unread message indicated by the floating message in a bottle there. If you click on inbox, you can see that Windshark has sent us a message. It says welcome to windsurfquest.net. We're not going to read that right now, but I will click on it so that this will stop moving around. Okay, so to submit a launch site is pretty easy. We go to our launch site map and browse around just like we normally would. I happen to know of a very well-known launch site that is not on the website in Northeast Africa, in a part of Egypt on the Sinai Peninsula called Dahab. Now I clicked on the Dahab sailing area or windsurfing area, and there's no launch site there unless you want to consider Dahab itself a launch site. But what I mean is there's no sail here that indicates the actual position of the launch site. So we can fix that. We click submit launch site. The object of this game is to position the marker so that it is right on the launch site that we're talking about. We don't want it out in the middle of the water, but as you can see, as you move the marker, the geographic coordinates change. So we zoom in as close as possible. I'll actually go ahead and use a satellite or hybrid view would be better. That little lagoon there is where we're going. So I'll zoom in a little further. And it should be just about anywhere along this beach. If we want to try to zoom in and look for the buildings, we can. But this is pretty much it. Okay, site name, Dahab. Location name is also the town of Dahab, which is often the location name is often going to be an island, town, lake, whatever. I'm not sure what the state is. The country, in this case, is blank. This looks like a correction I need to make. Depending on where you submit the launch site from, the country will show up. In this case, I probably need to fix that. This is definitely a beginner spot because of the shallow lagoon here. It's bump and jump out beyond the Napoleon Reef here. There is slalom racing available out in this area. Here, let me move this over so that you can see what I'm doing. Freestyle is available. There is not really any wave available here. This is certainly not in Maui. There's some nice rolling swell, but It's not really wave sailing by any sense of the word. The wind direction is usually north and northwest, which is side offshore, but it's still good. There are restrooms. I'm not sure about showers, so if you're not sure about something, just leave it blank. Parking area, tables, shade. You can camp on the beach, I believe. There's restaurants, there's a hotel, there's store. The rigging area is mostly sand, but pre-rigged rentals are available. There's actually at least 2 rental shops there. Description details are encouraged here, and you have to have at least 50 characters, which is, maybe a couple of lines. It's not too bad, but it prevents people from coming along and putting something like lake in, for example, or my place. What does that mean? But in this case, I have a prepared description here that I've typed up. So I'm just going to paste it in. Special directions are optional. What's required has a red asterisk next to it. Special directions aren't really necessary because, as you know, the bubble on the Maps API has a directions tab on it. However, they can be useful if you want to put them in, and also they're useful for notating things like entry fees, or there's a weird elbow at the end of the road, or follow the dirt road, or follow the signs, etc. So I'm going to click Save Information. And this takes us back to the site close-up page, and you can see that the marker is now there. The description is there. Now we're going to do this in completion, so I'm going to go ahead and add a photo. I have a couple of photos available. And one more. There they are. They're relatively low res, but they get the job done. If you have some high res photos, that's fine, as long as they're a reasonable size. I say size limit of 2 megabytes. There actually is no size limit, but 2 megabytes is a good guideline. They do have to be JPEGs. Okay. Next thing is videos. There is a very good video of the area on YouTube. Here's the video. The main thing we need is the URL. So if you're familiar with YouTube, you'll know that you can click on share and grab the proper URL. You can get the URL from the address bar if you have to, but it's better if you click on share and get that URL. So you put that in the URL field. The video title is Dahab 2009, which is fine. Paste that in. The credit is whoever actually put the video up on YouTube. May not be the video creator, but close enough. Okay. Click submit. Now, just so you know, you do not violate any YouTube terms of service by embedding a video, anyone's video. You don't have to ask for permission. You can embed it. In fact, YouTube gets 70% of its traffic from embedded videos just like this one. And as you can see, it shows up here. We can click play. And this even starts with the video animation, which is pretty neat. Now we won't watch that now. If you want to watch the video, you can watch it from the website. Finally, there is a webcam available, a very good webcam. Here it is right here. And it's morning in Dahab. I'll go ahead and paste the URL. I'll indicate that this is a webcam. Great real-time cam Now I haven't looked at this cam very much, so I don't know if windsurfers will be in view later on today, or it's quite late here, but I'm going to check that later. Now, as you can see, if you can click on it, it will load. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's how you submit a launch site. I'm sure that at some point I'll have a launch site submission contest. As you can see over, if you go back to the home page, WindCat added a weather webcam link to the Hob. WindCat added a video for the Hob, added photos for the Hob, added new launch site for the Hob. So you can watch this activity stream on the front page to see if anybody has done anything new, and you just simply click on the links, it'll take you there. Also, if you add favorite and track, the site has been added to your favorites, so you can now go to favorite sites. There's the Hob. You can go to your favorite sites to keep track of what's going on in that site. The activity streams stay updated for particular launch sites. So that's it. So please come and submit a launch site. It's easy, it's fun. If you know of a good one,